Tracey Smith, what is reflexology?
Reflexology is a complementary medicine that works through the feet, hands, face and ears, and it's thought to work by there being some sort of connection from those areas through to all the organs and systems of the body. It's hypothesised that it helps the body rebalance and start to help its level of well-being by the body's own healing reactions.
And generally, do people find that it works for them?
Generally, people find that it works on an individual basis. So some individuals will find it exceptional, some will find it good, and very occasionally there will be no reaction at all because it works at an individual level.
And what is the Association of Reflexologists? What was it formed to try to achieve?
The Association of Reflexologists was formed in 1984, and it was set up with the idea of having a level of standards of training and codes of practice so that the public could feel comfortable and safe in finding a reflexologist. These days there is now voluntary regulation around, and so we are, as the Association of Reflexologists, now included within the voluntary regulation system under the Complementary and Natural Healthcare Council. But back in 1984 there was no voluntary regulation at all, and voluntary regulation is purely there to protect the public. So now we are part of voluntary regulation. It's perhaps the public's protection role is slightly different, but that's what it was originally set up for.
What makes a good reflexologist?
A good reflexologist comes from a very sound background of training with both anatomy and physiology, some pathology, good reflexology training, and also an awareness of codes of practice and ethics. Also there is the ability to be registered and therefore safe on the regulatory level. And of course there is the need for passion. You really have to believe in your therapy to be a really good therapist.
What might reflexology be good for treating?
Reflexology might be good for treating a whole range of issues, both chronic and acute. However, it definitely works on an individual basis, and individuals should try it for themselves to see if it's going to work for their particular problem, issue or concern. It works very much on a mind, body and spirit level, so it's not necessarily just the physical aspect of an illness or problem that may be helped with reflexology, but it might be more the emotional side as well.
Give me some idea of the range of illnesses or conditions that might be helped by reflexology.
Anecdotally, there is everything from fertility issues, through pain, through helping people get through cancer. All sorts of things may be helped, but very much on an individual basis. However, there is some research coming out of the cancer fields now to show that it is a very good integrative complementary therapy and works extremely well alongside the allopathic treatment of cancer.
So research starting to come through, but is there enough research? What is the evidence that reflexology works?
There's a very small evidence base with reflexology, unfortunately. In part that's due to difficulties in funding across the board with complementary medicine. If you don't have research in the first place, you can't get funded because funding comes on a bedrock of research, and without the bedrock of research, no funding. So there are very few research projects in the area of reflexology, but those that there are, there's a very mixed bag. So some is positive, some are negative. The key to research would be to do some really good collaborative research which covers the whole of the subject, not just the clinical or scientific aspect, which often research projects do, but that would actually have some therapy content involved with it as well. And we at the Association of Reflexologists are very keen to support any research projects that are ongoing with advice and therapy content if they would like to come to us.
Is the demand for reflexology growing?
The demand for reflexology is growing dramatically. It's now one of the top 5 therapies in terms of use within this country. And there are some 35,000 reflexologists out there, or an estimated 35,000 reflexologists. It's the case of the public making the choice for themselves. Even there's a very small evidence base that reflexology actually works. The public are deciding for themselves and choosing with their feet to find reflexologists.